Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see that.
All right. So for those who have missed the initial introduction, my name is Harry. I work with the Montfort University in Dubai. The Montfort has been in Dubai for a year now. We've had our first intake in September, and we're heading towards our second intake in January. So before we go into details, let me give you a little brief about DMU and its history itself. The Montfort University is from the city of Leicester. It was established in 1870 as the Leicester School of Arts. Therefore, it makes it 150 years old institute. But it has had its transformation. So in 1925, it became a technical institute and was first institute to allow women into engineering. So a lot of focus into diversity as well as STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And in 1992 is when we've got the university status. And the name, if you're wondering where it came from, it's borrowed from 13th century Earl in Leicester. So therefore, Simon de Montfort, and therefore the name is de Montfort University. Just to give you a brief history. Now, to give you some more information about DMU itself, de Montfort University, as we call it. Now, we're talking about generally rankings around the world done by private institutions. We have THE, Guardian, and so on and so forth. But in the UK, you have the Teaching Excellence Framework. It's the only initiative by the government to recognize institutions within the United Kingdom. So in the Teaching Excellence Framework basically rewards teaching excellence based on student satisfaction. And you have three categories. You have gold, silver, and bronze. And the Montfort University sits among the few universities that has a gold status. So we've recognized, so that's a testament of our learning and teaching initiative and importance towards it. The other thing that we stand out for is careers and employability. The whole idea of education is about employability. You're either working or you're going to start doing something by yourself where you create jobs for others. So we have an initiative within the university, it's called DMU Works, which focuses on careers and employability services. Now, the university itself is ranked best university in the UK by National Undergraduate Employability Services for careers and employability services. So there's a lot of focus on employability, and that's one of our strengths. We've been ranked among the top 20 universities for graduate prospects by the Sunday Times. Some of our students have gone on to win Oscars and work in prominent organizations like BBC, HSBC, Nike, BMW, NHS, and so on. We have very great culture within the university. You're getting a great British qualification. There are some institutions that are very elite, and so that's where we are very different. We are very open. We welcome people from all races. We will always fit in. Going to a higher education institution out of India can be very challenging, no matter where you're coming to Dubai or you're going to the UK. It's always a different place that you've got to settle in. And some universities are very different. It's very hard to settle in. So that's where de Montfort, in all sense, is very open. We also won an award for being the best university in terms of social inclusion. So you feel very welcomed and at home at all stages, whether you choose Dubai or in the UK. We also focus our strengths on partnerships. We've created a lot of partnerships around the world with a lot of institutions offering our programs. Apart from that, in terms of research and employability, we are also one of the Sustainable Development Goals by the UN, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 goals, and there is a hub for each goal. Now in the UK, there's just one hub, and that is the Montfort University is a hub for one of those goals, which is peace, justice, and strong institutions. We also, in terms of partnerships, we are the founding partner at the Expo 2020. So we have been involved in a lot of partnerships and connecting with the industry and in general. Going back to the university's 150-year-old institution, we have about 29,000 students currently at the UK campus, 3,000 staff. In Dubai, we have about under 200 students with our first intake in September, with offering 10 programs. It now ends with just you coming and studying, but it's also beyond after you graduate. So we have an initiative in the university for our alumni, which is called DMU for Life. So you're always connected supporting each other. So for those who are looking for opportunities, the alumni office, which is DMU for Life, supports them with opportunities. We also connect with successful alumni to bring in resources and opportunities for students that are on campus for both industrial visits to gain from our alumni. So it's a two-way thing. Now, this is a campus picture in Dubai. It's a 400,000 square feet purpose-built campus. It's made up of 2 blocks. The front, what you see is a front vision of it. It's the academic block made up of 3 floors. It has labs. It has libraries. At the back, we have another block for female and male accommodation, separate accommodation on campus. We have a purpose-built auditorium, which can seat 700 students. Plus, we have a food court at the basement. We have indoor and outdoor sports facilities. We'll go into some of those facilities a little further as well. The campus is based about 20 to 25 minutes away from the center of the city. We are based in a free zone called Dubai International Academic City, where quite a lot of institutions are based. Dubai by itself is a very progressive, vibrant, attractive city. And it offers a lot of opportunities at all levels. The vision mainly comes down under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who's the Vice President of the UAE and ruler of Dubai. His vision has been like nothing. Now, I came to Dubai 15 years back just to move from here to Canada, where I have relatives, but I stayed on. I've got my family here. I'm married. I've met my wife. I have 2 kids now. So Dubai is a great place, not just to come and study, get a good quality education for a lower cost, but also you can start your life here. It's a better place to move to the West, wherever you want to migrate. Lots of them come here and migrate from here. So there are a lot of opportunities as a destination in Dubai, not just to come and study, but for other things as well. And coming here is the start of it. So to talk about generally Dubai, you have the biggest, you have the best, you have the tallest building in the world, Burj Khalifa, you have the 5-7-star hotel, Burj Al Arab. So Dubai is a vibrant city. You have restaurants, you have beaches, so if you want to go to a very attractive and vibrant city, because that's a very important part of it. It's just not about studying, it's the whole life, it's the experience of transformation. Education is not about just you getting knowledge, because you can learn from anywhere. It's about the whole transformation. It's about who you become after you graduate. And that molding is done by what the campus has to offer, what the program has to offer, and the city you are in. So all of it nurtures you. So Dubai is a great destination by itself. And the Dubai campus as well is very welcoming. We offer a globally well-ranked university degree. It's ranked amongst between 600 to 800 in the world. So you're getting a high quality British education. All our programs are professionally accredited. If you're doing an MBA program with us, it's also accredited by the Chartered Management Institute. So you become a certified manager after you finish the program. Like that, all our programs, we have a range of 10 programs for now, which we'll give you a good brief on, a general brief on in a short while. And we offer competitive tuition fees. This is our inaugural year, so we were quite generous with the scholarships and discounts. We also offer a flexible payment option for those who want to pay their fees in installments. We have a variety of sports and entertainment activities. So no matter what sport you want, it's available in Dubai, from paragliding to everything. You believe, it's unbelievable the life in Dubai. There's an opportunity to transfer to the UK. So now, for example, even if you're studying an undergraduate degree, which is 3 years, you can choose to study your first year in Dubai, and it creates a good platform for you to move to the UK if you want. So you study either 1 year or 2 years in Dubai, and then you can transfer to the UK. And there's great career opportunities. Now, the Expo 2020, I'm not sure how many of you know about it, but it's an expo that happens over 6 months. It has 192 countries having different pavilions set up there, discussing about innovations, opportunities. So the whole theme itself is broken down. The whole expo itself is broken down into 3 themes, talking about sustainability, mobility, and opportunity. And with that grows a lot of opportunity for you to, when you're a student here, for careers. So you can gain a lot of internships, you can gain part-time jobs, full-time jobs within the expo and around the city. With the expo comes a lot of opportunities for expats in the UAE. UAE itself is made up of about 10 million people. 90% of them are expats, with a good population of Indians in the country. So you won't feel very different from being back home, but you're going to have a great place and a better place and a safer place too. 90% of the population is vaccinated, so it's a very safe city. It's a city where women can walk around at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You go to the beaches at night. Families are there. It's a great city and a safe place as well. So what we offer 3 years a UK honors degree. Now in the UK, you have the Scottish system, you have the English system, the Irish, and so on. Now we offer an English degree, which is a 3-year honors degree at the undergraduate level, and a 1-year master's degree. And there again, these options, the master's degrees are offered on a part-time and full-time option. I'll get into details of teaching hours in a bit. So you also get, though you're studying in Dubai, you get exactly the same qualification like somebody in the UK. Your assessments are exactly the same. The award is exactly the same. Now in Dubai, you have KHDA, which is Knowledge and Human Development Authority. That's a regulator of education in Dubai. So they make sure that we offer the program years delivered exactly like in the UK and maintains that standard as in the UK. So you're getting exactly the same qualification. There's no compromise in terms of quality or assessments. Some of the qualifications and rotations our programs carry. The TEF goal, as I mentioned, we rank gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework. We have engineering programs are ranked 300 to 400 in the world. We have computer science, which is ranked between 200 and 250 in the world. We have professional accreditations for our computer science program by the British Computer Society, Chartered Management Institute on our MBA and our business programs. Then you have the BPS accreditation for our psychology program, that's British Psychological Society in the UK. We have ACCA that gives you exemptions on the certificate, on the membership. We also have Chartered Institute of Management Accounting as well. So most of our programs are professionally accredited. So you guys don't get a degree, but you also get a professional qualification, which makes you stand out in the industry and gives you an advantage over others. Now, generally, our programs in the university are broken down into 4 schools. So as you see here, we don't offer the Faculty of Health and Life Sciences in Dubai, but the other 3 faculties is where our programs are divided into. To start with, with our inaugural year and our first intake in September, we've introduced a foundation year, which allows you multiple pathways into our undergraduate programs, which is business management, accounting, and finance, psychology, interior design, fashion communication, and styling. We've chosen these programs because these are very popular and has a great demand. With this comes many more programs as well in the coming intakes. We offer an MBA global program, which is very attractive. So as the duration states here, the undergraduate degrees are 3 years, foundation is 1 year, and then you go into a 3-year program. Our MBA program is 1 year. And we also have the tuition fees specified there. Now, this is in dirhams. Now, approximately the dirham converts to rupee 1:20. And these fees are within 5% VAT inclusive of it. So these are entry requirements. So generally, if you're studying within one of the Indian curriculums, this is for undergraduate programs, obviously. So if you're coming in from grade 11, then you need 60%, which is very unlikely. This is for generally somebody who hasn't done well, or who hasn't done well and hasn't got the opportunity to go directly in an undergraduate program. You can do a foundation. You study a 1-year foundation, which has a good emphasis on the English part and the subject area of your interest. So you study a foundation for 1 year. Now, if somebody starts a foundation in January, then you have an accelerated foundation, which will allow you into the first year in September. So you don't study it for a year, but less than a year. These are undergraduate requirements. We require 65% on the curriculum, either CBSE or the state board, and with relevant marks of 65% on science or whichever program you're interested in. I'm not going to go into much details of the other curriculums, but yes. For the MBA program, we generally require a good degree. So, but in the UK, it's a 2-2, which is the second class honors lower, which will translate to an Indian qualification generally, depending on the university you're studying depending on the university you studied your undergraduate degree at. For some, it could be up to 55% to 60%, 65%, depending on what it is. We also take on professional qualification. So if you've done a professional qualification and you don't have a first degree, you only have a technical diploma, quite a lot of students tend to do diplomas. So if you have a diploma and you have relevant work experience for about 4 to 6 years, you can directly get onto an MBA program. But generally, if you've got a good bachelor's degree, work experience is not a requirement. Now, we teach the lecture, it's a combination of different teaching methodologies. So you have lectures, you have tutorials and seminars, so every course, you have a lecture. After that lecture, you have a tutorial and seminar, which breaks the students down into a smaller group and discusses problems and case studies and so on. You also have a lot of individual and group presentations and assignments and so on. There are a lot of workshops built in. I'll be going into some more details, and further you'll understand what I'm talking about in terms of workshop. We find it essential to have a taste of the industry. So we have industry guest speakers regularly visiting the campus. We take students out. Now students have gone to the Expo. Students visit different industries, understanding how things are done, how things are made. So you get a feel of what the industry actually is. And the assessments are a combination of multiple things. You have essays, you have written exams at the end of the semester, not on all programs, but some programs, and you have multiple choice exams. You have presentations, which is very essential to make a rounded qualification. So you're tested, you're challenged to articulate what you've studied and present it. We also case studies, you've got to come up with solutions and so on. The whole idea of education is to understand problems and come up with solutions. So presentation, so this mixed method of assessments is very important to make you a more rounded person, which fits into the industry. This is generally the academic calendar. So normally students who start in September, September intake, start the program in the first week of October. And the British system offers two academic semesters. So you study for 11 weeks the first semester, and you have a quick break, which is called the Christmas and New Year break, and then you come back and you take on the second semester, which runs on for 12 weeks. We normally don't teach in the summer, but students who pursue an MBA, which has a project towards the end, you will pursue your research during the summer. Now, talking about the January intake, it's going to be a very different thing, because here we're offering only 3 programs in the January intake. So we have a foundation intake, we have business management offered in January, and the MBA global program. Now, the MBA Global program is offered exactly in 12 months, which I'll get into details as well. Let's look at some of the general scholarships and discounts that we offer. We offer an academic merit scholarship up to 50%. We have an early application discount, which is being specially extended. If you sign up with this webinar, then you have a full advance fee payment discount. Normally, students get to pay the fees in 4 installments or so. But you can choose to pay it up front and get a discount. We have an international student scholarship now. Students who don't generally meet academic entry requirements in terms of getting an academic merit scholarship can choose to apply for an international student scholarship. Also on the postgraduate level, we don't offer an academic merit scholarship. So your international student scholarship will allow us to give you a scholarship, a significant scholarship up to 50%. And if you're a sports person, if you're playing at the state level or the country level, you can apply for a sports scholarship, which is up to 30%. A community engagement scholarship, if you contributed to any initiative that benefits the community. You have students with determination. So if you're a person of determination, there's a scholarship available to you. For working professionals, if we have corporate discounts start up with different corporates around the world. So if you're working and we're looking at doing your MBA, depending on where you're working, there's a corporate discount as well available. But we offer only one scholarship, and you can avail multiple discounts if you like. We have an alumni scholarship for those who already graduated from DMU with an undergraduate degree and want to pursue a master's with us. And if you have 2 or more siblings joining us, then the second person onwards gets a family discount. So we offer an interest-free installment plan. So you get to pay as an international student in 4 equal installments, 25%. With the visa processing fees at the start, and then you get 3 installments quarterly. This is a quick brief in terms of merit scholarships. So students studying CBSE and the likes of it, if you gain a percentage of 70 to 75%, you get a 30% scholarship. the beauty of this scholarship is it's stretched across your whole study of programs. It's just not given to you for the first year of study. The same goes with those who attained 75 to 80% get a 40% scholarship across, and these are all academic merit scholarships. And if you've got 80% above, you get a 50% scholarship. The same goes with the other curriculums. If you studied in the British curriculum, A levels, or you've done the IB diploma, so you have different categories that gives you up to 50% scholarship. To talk, I know quite a lot of you are interested in the MBA, so to talk something about our MBA program. Now, this is the world-class academics that we have. We're very diverse. If you look at the UK, more than 50% of our teaching staff are international teaching staff. Now, in Dubai, being a very diverse country by itself with the expats, if you see, we have Dr. Alicio, who teaches finance technology. He teaches business finance on the MBA program. He's from Italy. We have Darren Morris from the UK, who's focused on leadership and marketing. We have Sumaya, who's from Algeria. Her focus is on coaching and marketing. We have Dr. Shilpi Banerjee, who's from India. Her focus is on sustainability. And Dr. Washad, the school is named Business and Law, BAL, and he's the head of the department back in the UK. And he also is the head of BAL in Dubai. He's actually originally from Mauritius, and his focus is on leadership as well as project management. So this is just an indicator as to who teaches the program, who delivers the MBA program in Dubai. No doubt, they also teach on the undergraduate programs. So undergraduate programs are taught in the day from 9 to 4, and all our postgraduate programs are taught in the evenings, predominantly because most of our students are working professionals, as well as we want students to spend time looking at different opportunities within the industry, as well as spend time in the day. For those, if you're not working, you can spend a good amount of time in the day doing research in different areas. Now, why an MBA? A few areas that talks for itself. Better career prospects. Now, if you look at employability, a lot of companies would state they need an MBA for the job application. So this itself allows you to get into the application tracking systems that most companies use. They use an ITeS application tracking system to filter down applications. For every opportunity, there are thousands of applicants. How do they filter? Simple catchwords like this. An MBA qualification makes you stand out in one way. Widely recognized top credentials. You get a good recognized British degree that is accredited by the Chartered Management Institute, which makes you a certified manager as well. Developing management and leadership skills. And yes, there are key aspects of the MBA is to develop soft skills and research skills within the program. Also, now, the degree would allow you to transform your life as well as allow you to jump. Some of you want to jump jobs. This will allow you. Some of you want to get jobs. This will allow you. An MBA qualification does strengthen your portfolio, and you have immense networking opportunities. Now, as I stated before, the majority of our students who are on the program are working professionals who are working. So you get to network with them. We have an alumni network in the UAE. We have loads of DMU alumni based in the country. So you get to network with them. We have regular alumni networking events where you connect with them, you make friends, you learn from different experiences. Program, current trends, challenges, opportunities in the market, and so on and so forth. So an MBA is a brilliant qualification to consider. Now, this is what the program entails. So it has 8 courses, which we also term as modules. So it's made up of 8 modules, which you have one elective as an option. So principles of business finance is mandatory course, so on. Developing enterprise, knowing and developing yourself, professional success, to understand how this can mold you. See, quite often students come into a global MBA to understand without an understanding where they want to go. So courses like this will kind of open you to different ventures and make you look at things very differently. Business across cultures, then strategic management. Strategies is one of the most important things. Having the right strategy is not good enough. You need to have the right managers to drive that strategy. And that's what this course is going to mold you into, understanding strategy and how to manage it well. And leadership is an essential part of an MBA, and project management to deal with anything that is time-based. You have an elective to choose from international marketing or sustainable business. So if you're very sales or marketing driven, then you do international marketing, or it's up to you. You can also go in for sustainable business. You will have to choose at a later stage. You don't need to rush into that choice at the start. Beauty and a key aspect of our MBA is the project. Most MBA projects are a dissertation or a project that is very hypothetical. Now here it gets very hands-on. So you get to choose one project. So you can do an executive company project. So if you're already employed and you want to work around issues in the company that you think by working and doing this project that will elevate you within the company, or you can do a consultancy project if you want to become a consultant, or an entrepreneurship project if you're intending to start a business, or you already have a family business and you want to grow that. An entrepreneurship project is a brilliant option. So you get to choose, but you'll also have a supervisor, project supervisor, who will guide you in advance what to choose and direct your career path according to what you want to do. So yes, so if you look, this is the generic timetable for the Jan starts. So it's broken down to 3 terms instead of 2 semesters, because we are teaching the program all over again. Generally, students will get into an existing batch, but here the program is taught all over again. So it starts in January. We offer something additional with what the program is. I've seen English for academic purposes is a course that's run 1 week for free, allowing students to get some background and prepare themselves. And this is done across every intake as well. So it helps you to prepare coming from a different education system. This helps you to get onto the program. So the focus is not just English, but English for academic purposes. So you tend to do how to reference, citing, and English, how to use English in a more professional manner. So then you start up with strategic management. Now the courses are taught in blocks. So you have 2 weeks of teaching. So it's taught in the evenings. So you have eight evenings of classes, and the 3rd week you have an assessment. So the whole program is, so you don't keep your assessments to the end of the semester, but you finish it as you go. This becomes a little easier for students in some case, because you don't accumulate everything for the end of the semester, which could become overwhelming in some cases. So you study 2 weeks, and the 3rd week is your assessment with a break, and then you move on to the next module. So like that, you take one module after the other. The dates are these are the months, but the dates are specifically available. We can share the timetable when required. So as I said earlier, we emphasize a lot on career and progression. So there's already a bootcamp, professional skills bootcamp embedded in the program. So after your first module, you will have a 1 week professional skill bootcamp, which will in a way set you up to look at opportunities within the UAE, to start working on your CV, how to approach companies and build relationships and start networking. So you can target internships, full-time jobs while you're on the program. And one of the beauty of this program is that studying in Dubai is that you come in on a student visa if you don't have a resident visa. While you're studying itself, if you land a full-time job, you can cancel your student visa, because most full-time jobs come with an employment visa. You can get a full-time employment visa. You can continue studying full-time as well as working full-time. So there's a lot of flexibility in that. Or if you don't want to distract yourself, you focus right until term 2, where you finish your 8 courses, because the 3rd term, which is your project, is research-based. You'll have few sessions with your supervisor, but you'll have a lot of time on your hands to do your research and prepare for your project. But that also allows you to settle in and explore opportunities within the UAE for full-time opportunities I was referring to. So that's just a brief on how the program looks from. So you start from January, you finish exactly in December, early January, you're done with your program, 12 months. We work with alumni a lot. So these are just few companies that we've engaged our MBA students in terms of industry engagement. So some of our students have gone engaged with these professionals. They've come on campus, done presentations, giving them an understanding of how things are done at work. Also, how you can look at opportunities to connect with industry, with professionals. So there's a lot of focus on employability. I look at some of the services we offer within the university. So we have support services and facilities. So we have a student life department, which core is all about students in terms of activities, careers, and employability. So it's a full-time office which focuses on internships, placements, counseling, and career guidance. We have there's a student council that is built by the students for the students. So no matter what you're interested in, you can start a club or a society. So we already have multiple clubs, a lot of participation in terms of sports, sustainable development club. Recently, the sustainable development club, which has students from interior design mechanical, have built something called a green wall, which is plants, which is self-sustained. So they have a battery, they have solar panels. So you don't have to water these plants. Humidity is collected from the air and it's watered automatically, which is a very interesting project. And they've done a lot of things like that. They've gone out and cleaned the city. They've gotten into a lot of activities. So there's a lot of ongoing activities and engagement things that keep happening on campus. So you have a great experience over beyond the classroom and your teaching. So if you're interested in a sport or in any activity, you can start it and get students involved in it. We have a library, we have meeting rooms on campus. These are some of the facilities on campus. So you can see some images on the right. We have a food court, a proper full-fledged food court with few restaurants in. Dubai has crazy restaurants, and the service you can go out of, it's common. You just go out, drive around, you stop at a supermarket, you honk, and you get your service done. At 2 o'clock in the morning, you can call a supermarket and just order a Coke. And all this is crazy, but it's available in Dubai. And yeah, so talking about food court, you have a lot of eating options. You have the apps where you can download a lot of food from. You have a lot of messes around that you can have a monthly package in terms of food. So then you have on-campus accommodation. So we look at the cost in the future slide, but we have on-campus accommodation, both single rooms and twin sharing rooms. That's an image of what the room looks like, a twin sharing room. So the boys and the girls accommodation is 2 separate blocks. We have a gymnasium. So coming again back to the accommodation, it entails laundry service. We have a pantry on the floor for cooking, light cooking. Then we have a common area where you can sit, watch television, and chill out, free Wi-Fi, and housekeeping as well, covered by the university. We have a student visa available if it's required. If you already have family here or you have business here, then you obviously might not require a visa, but generally students coming from abroad would require a student visa. Student visa is available on an academic year. So it's yearly visa. So students studying an undergraduate degree will have to renew the visas on a yearly basis, whereas postgraduate, it's available for 1 year. But there are a lot of opportunities in terms of employability. If you want to become a social influencer, you have as a license that a business license, or that you can get for up to 5,000 dirhams. You have a trading license which you can get up to 10,000. You can set up your own company. You can get your license. You can get a visa. You can start something new. So the opportunities are limitless. It's all about what you make the best out of it. So yes, you're not limited to just studying and leaving. I'm a testament to it myself. I came for one purpose and stayed on for the past 15 years in the UAE. As I mentioned, we have accommodation in terms of single and double occupancy, separate for male and female. University transport is available. So if you decide to stay away from the university, then the transport is available in the day for undergraduate students, but postgraduate students, we don't offer transport in the evenings. But the public transport is amazing. You can also get a driving license very easily. Students get discount on the public transport. You get a blue card that you use to get a discount with the public transport. You can apply for a driving license while you're a student. Generally you get the UAE license as an international license. With the UAE license, you can drive any part of the world. We have an ample amount of parking if you're already driving and stuff. Other facilities, we have a full-fledged gym, as it's in the image. We have indoor recreation centers. We have outdoor sports facilities. We have a basketball court, a volleyball court. You can play tennis there. Plus, we have tie-ups with other facilities as well to play football and so on. So this is the costing on visas. Now, as I mentioned, visas available. Now there are two visas. There's a visa in country and out country visa. Considering our program, induction starts on the 24th. If you're looking at starting the January intake, induction in terms of the academic English for academic purpose starts on the 24th of January. So there are two ways to do this. You can apply now, get an offer within 24 hours, pay your fees, apply for the student visa, which takes about 2 weeks, and then you come in on the student visa. Or the other option is, if you don't want to miss anything, then you apply for the out-country visa. So, but this will cost you a little more money. So what you'll apply for a tourist visa that allows you to enter the country on a tourist visa. While you're in the country, we will process your student visa. So it's going to cost you a little more, but this allows you to come in on time or come in immediately. The visa fees entails medical insurance. Medical insurance, if you want to opt it from the university, is about 1,400 dirhams. But that's optional. If you want to get your own medical insurance also, it's an option. That's a bit on the visa. Our accommodation is available. The cost varies on undergraduate and postgraduate. It'll be for your whole duration of program in terms of an academic year. So therefore, students starting in Germany in September, finish their program by May. So in summer, you need to vacate. If you want to stay on, you need to get a special permission depending on the reason you want to stay on. So twin sharing rooms are a little more cheaper than much cheaper than the single rooms. You also have a refundable security deposit that you get back, which is 2,000 dirhams. So if you're a postgraduate student coming in January, you can get the accommodation for 24,800 dirhams on a twin sharing basis and with a deposit of 2,000 dirhams. And this is payable in installments. So you commit to 50% of the accommodation fee now, and you pay the remaining 50% in May. The visa fees is paid up front. The rest of the tuition fees is payable in installments as well. We also have generally an international package. So depending on which program you're coming for, you can take this international package. This includes the tuition fees, the accommodation, visa, and the 5% value-added tax. But you don't get any discounts or scholarships. So Nabar, if you, for example, if you take the offer by G-TEC, then that will work out much cheaper than this international package, but this is available in general. So that concludes my presentation and some brief on DMU Dubai and the MBA program and the current program. So this is my contact. If you want to apply, get in touch with G-TEC. They'll guide you with the application. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach me on my mobile number, on WhatsApp as well. The number is right there. You have my email address as well. Feel free to connect. So over to Deepak and the rest.
Thank you so much, Harry. That was very informative for all of us. Thank you so much. So, my dear friends, any questions pertaining to the specifics which Mr. Harry has shared with us, please do shoot it now. Ms. Rana, do you want to add something to this? Or?
Yeah, I think, Harry, thank you so much for the very elaborate presentation. I think it covers end-to-end, all questions clarified. If anyone wishes to, get their questions answered in terms of about the university, the location, the courses, the facilities, and of course the visa and the job opportunities. So I think end-to-end, you've covered everything. I mean, one thing on a very practical aspect, what I would like to add here is, I think as we said at the start of the webinar that, I mean, we choose to do higher education purely for better career prospects. And on that front, the reason why we as G-TEC, we thought of Dubai as well is, of course, but the main connection is the UK degree. If you see Dubai, I'm sure, I don't know how many of you all have visited Dubai recently. I mean, the city, the country has transformed rapidly, especially in terms of the economic development. I mean, me coming from a corporate background, I can say most of the companies around the world, if at all they have their Middle East head office, it is based in Dubai. So you name the company, they have a a headquarter in Dubai, catering to the entire MENA region, the Middle East and the North Africa region. So UAE is a very how do I say, a very economic and a business location. So on that front, if you can see, then the job opportunities are tremendously high when compared to the rest of the other regions of the Middle East. So UAE and especially Dubai, if you see, I mean, I was there in November when we met the DMU team. I mean, the way the country has evolved in terms of the number of corporates that have their headquarters, the number of entrepreneurs that the country has developed. So entrepreneurship was something I was really fascinated because I'm a mentor myself to a lot of startups, and the kind of facilities that the country gives in terms of, like, you know, if you have an aspiration and you want to, and the kind of how do I say, the amenities, the infrastructure, the facilities, they are so very cost effective in terms of, so from a stay back aspect, if you see, one, because of the number of companies there, the job opportunities are tremendous. And how you could be distinct from the rest of the other crowd is when you have a UK recognized degree, or rather I would say a UK degree, not recognized, but it is a UK degree. So that is where it stands out. And second, you've got this international exposure at half the cost, if I were technically to work out the cost. So that's another benefit you get. And third is, again, from a stay back perspective, the kind of visas that the country has come back. I mean, I was so surprised to see that if you are an influencer on social media, you have a visa for that and you have a license for that. I mean, that was really, like, you know, my mind was blown away. So I think that we should learn from UAE to, like, you know, put these kind of visa policies within our UK visa system. So, I mean, in that front, in terms of settling down in Dubai, and for, like, you know, having good career prospects and an international quality lifestyle, I think Dubai in its own has all of these ingredients to it, and then it makes it as a very favorable destination, especially for people from Southeast Asia. I mean, from India, it is, when I mean Southeast Asia, here we are focusing on India. So if you want to have a quality education, a quality lifestyle, and a quality career, which is high flying and a very prospective career, then I think Dubai is the destination for you all. And of course, we have our presence in Dubai as well. So we will be able to look after all that you require in terms of services that you may. And of course, we come with our own experience of 20 years over in the education sector, and with our presence in 19 countries. And we have an amazing team in Kerala who would be able to, like, you know, answer to every questions that you may have. So with this, I'll stop. And so I think we'll open up the floor for questions.
Yes.
So please feel free, and we can answer, and either Harry or myself, we would be able to answer your questions, please.
I already got a question offline on my chat directly. So the question was basically, do I get a UK certificate if I learn in Dubai campus? That was the question that came in.
Yes. Should I?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You are a man.
Yes, you definitely get exactly the same qualification in terms of the award. Now, generally, the degrees don't state the place of study or the mode of study. So whether you study at our Leicester campus, you study at the Dubai campus, you get exactly the same award, which doesn't mention the mode of study, whether you studied part-time, full-time, and so on and so forth, blended learning, or doesn't mention the place of study. So it doesn't mention that you studied in Leicester, or you studied in Dubai, or we have also started a new campus in Kazakhstan. So it doesn't matter where you study, you get exactly the same qualification. And generally the awards at the bottom says, this is a accredited higher education institution of the United Kingdom. Generally, all degrees in the UK does state that. So yes, you get exactly the same award, and even the same quality, to emphasize more. You get exactly, because KHDA works with QA, which is the quality assurance agency in the UK that looks at higher education very, very seriously.
Yeah. And the highlight is you don't need to do your IELTS, whereas if you have to go study in the UK, so this is an important, a kind of a scare that which we have in our students' mind, that they need to do IELTS. So if you want to do a UK degree in Dubai, you don't need an IELTS. And so for MBA, you can, it's just a 1-year course which you study in Dubai and you finish the course. Whereas if you do a UG course and say after doing the first year, you want to transfer to the UK campus, the Leicester campus, you are eligible to do so. But of course, based on the academic criteria that you have to meet in terms of your semester marks and things. So the transfer is also available for you. So if you want to go to the UK, you can have the experience of both the worlds, one the UAE experience and then the UK experience.
Yes, and to add to that, see the visa normally we're talking about flexibility and ease. The visas for Dubai, you don't need any bank statement as such. All you've got to do is pay the visa cost and fill in the application, and visas get processed. So you don't need to show any bank balance as such. So there again with the IELTS, as long as you've studied in English, which generally is considered in India, you meet the entry requirements. Now in the UK, you have the visa requirement. You need the IELTS requirement both for visa and for the education. In Dubai, you don't need it for both. So very flexible.
Yes, and the highlight. And also the team here, if you see the whole conversation, Harry did mention, especially, I don't know how much of y'all paid attention to it. Say if you don't have a formal degree, but you have a diploma which you hold, but you've got some good work experience, you are eligible to study MBA straight away. So this is something, a highlight which you need to, because I mean, in my experience, what I have seen is a lot of people want to, they finish their 12th standard, then they do a kind of a polytechnic, 2 years or a 3 years polytechnic. Yeah, and then they go on to work for 3-4 years. So I mean, those kind of students are also not disadvantaged. So you get a straight an MBA, which is a big value addition in your qualification perspective, and it really escalates or accelerates your career prospects. It just shoots up your career prospects. So that is something you need to please make a note of it, that even those students are eligible to study MBA and get a UK degree.
Summing up from what we have discussed now, as said, the financial aspect, the ease of paperwork, the scholarship, no need of IELTS, it's like a rain in a summer. So all of these things, though, please make use of this, and let's open the floor for discussions. I'm putting everyone on unmute. Please do feel free to ask us questions, because this session is entirely planned for you, and you are the ones who need to clarify everything here. Don't worry about whatever be the questions, as just reiterating the statement of Ms. Rana. Now, no questions are silly, so please do open up. So you can unmute.
If you want to ask in any of your regional language, please feel free. We have a multi-linguistic team here. We will be able to answer them.
എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു മെജോറിറ്റി കേരളത്തിലുള്ള കുട്ടികളായിരിക്കും ഉണ്ടാവും ഇവിടെ. സോ കേരളത്തിലുള്ളവർക്ക് കേരളത്തിൽ ചോദിക്കും, കേരളത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ മലയാളത്തിൽ തന്നെ ചോദിക്കാം. നോ വറീസ് ഓൺ ദാറ്റ്. We have team from Kerala here who can support you with answers. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, wherever you're from, no, please do ask us questions in their regional language if you want. ചോദിക്കാം കേട്ടോ എല്ലാവർക്കും. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
എനിക്ക് BCom കഴിഞ്ഞ് MSW എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
Okay, so the question basically, you understood, no? He did his BCom, he wants to do MSW.
Masters in Social Work. Okay.
Yes.
Was it Adityan who asked this question?
Yes.
Yes, Adityan. Is there any specific reason why you've chosen as MSW, please, just so that I know?
It was my passion.
Okay. So MSW purely you want to do it so that is this when you say social work, MSW more related to the HR aspect, the industrial aspect, or you mean the actual social kind of the third sector?
Actual social work.
Oh, actual social work. Okay. So do we have this degree, Hari, MSW at DMU?
No, not at the moment, not in Dubai, and I'm not sure if, I don't think in Leicester either. So, but
Sorry, but Aditya, though we don't have this, but yes, of course, we have other universities in UK who offer the Masters in Social Work. But if I may take the liberty to give you a little suggestion from my side, if you don't mind. Yes, of course, your passion is there for to do MSW. But if you're considering, I would say, think about doing an MBA, because there is a lot of shortage of good managers, good management professionals in the social service sector. And that's something I think you should definitely think about. And when you do your third semester project, you can do on a project more focused towards the social social enterprises. And of course, the other aspect, if you remember what Harry said, we have now something on sustainability and sustainability, ESG. These are the kind of the hot topics now currently, and the next 15-20 years, every organization, be it a corporate or be it on a social service front, the focus will be only on sustainability and ESG. So this is how you need to think differently, smartly, so that you're able to choose the right course and make the right decisions, and then you have a good career. So this is something I think you can think about it, and I'm happy to talk to you again after this webinar. Shima probably will be able to give you more details. So it's not that I'm confusing you, it is more about I'm giving you industry demand that is there currently. So this is how you need to choose your courses. Okay. So just think about it and let me know, and then we are happy to help you. But if you think, no, I still want to do only MSW, yes, we have other university options for you, which we can provide.
very well said, Ms. Rihanna. But and to add to that, now if you noticed at the start of the presentation, I did mention to you that the Montfort University is one of the hubs for the social for the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So there's a lot of focus on well-being and social service. Now, there's no better place to go and study than DMU itself, because our focus is all on that, on social inclusion. We work with the UN, supporting refugees around the world. So it's a brilliant place to connect. Now, if whatever you want to do, you cannot think at a lower level. Even if you want to do social service, you've got to think bigger. Now, are you looking at only an administrative role? No. If you really want to make a difference, you don't want to be in a job where you're pushing papers and taking small orders. The whole idea of education is to create a certain philosophical mindset. You create opportunities. So you've got to be able to connect. And how do you connect? The right qualification brings you and transforms you, where you become the leader to make change around. Changes can happen all over the place. Sustainability is not specifically about saving tons of water. Every drop counts. So like that, education transforms you, and a good qualification will transform you. You can do anything you want as long as you get the right platform. And education and an MBA program is the right platform. Quite a lot of businesses is not only to make money. See, business is very important, especially in the current generation. There's always a concern whether our future generation will have jobs, and that depends on people creating opportunities for others. Why is entrepreneurship so important? It's not about just, nowadays you don't think about getting into university and getting a job. Now, if there are 100,000 people graduating from university, there are 100,000 jobs. So unless a good population of students decide, I'm going to become an entrepreneur, create jobs, create those opportunities, there's never going to be jobs. So you've got to think beyond the normal. Why are you going to spend so much of money and invest time and money into getting an education? It should transform you. It should make you something bigger and achieve your goal. You just don't go and limit yourself to a small thought. We really appreciate the way your aspirations are. You want to give to the community, which is brilliant. But you need to have the right skills. You have to read the knowledge, the connections, networks, and all of that happens with the right program, the right qualification. So MBAs are normally a rounded qualification, a very holistic qualification. You understand finance. It's very important that you also understand finance, because where are you going to get the finances? You got to either have the money or attain the money. So within the program, you understand all of this.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
If you want to make an impact, make it big, Adityan, and I'm sure you'll be able to make a big impact with an MBA degree at DMU Dubai.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm getting another question. Go ahead.
മലയാളത്തിൽ ചോദിക്കട്ടെ? അത് പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പം ബിടെക് സപ്ലി ഉണ്ട്. അന്ന് ആദ്യം പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ +2 കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഡിപ്ലോമ കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം MBAക്ക് പോകാമെന്ന്. അത് പക്ഷെ ബിടെക്കിന്റെ അകത്ത് സപ്ലി ഉണ്ട്. അതോടെ തീർത്തോണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ നമുക്ക് MBA 1 ഇയറിലേക്ക് വേണ്ടി UK പോകാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
ഈ ഡിപ്ലോമ എത്ര വർഷത്തെയാണ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്?
ഡിപ്ലോമ അല്ല, എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ്, ഇലക്ട്രിക്കൽ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ്.
ബിടെക് ആണ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത് അല്ല? ബിടെക്കിൽ ഒരു പേപ്പർ സപ്ലി ഉണ്ട്, അതാണോ?
ഒന്നല്ല, കുറച്ച് സപ്ലി ഉണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ കൂടെ അതോടെ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ? അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ.
So Ranajit, this question is a bit related to what you explained earlier. Those students who does not have a formal graduation, can they apply for MBA? What in her case, she has done her BTech in electronics, but she has some back papers. So is there an option for her to apply for MBA Global?
But is she working? What is her employment status?
No, ma'am, I'm not working. I'm just studying in G-TEC only. I'm now pursuing their MSc. MS Word.
Okay, you're doing your basic computer course. But
Basic computer.
Okay.
Yes.
BTech, I mean, if I may ask, like, I mean, how many papers you have to finish? And
Now more than 15.
It would be a little challenging if I mean, Harry, I hope I'm saying the right thing.
No, I'm just going to write the exam on January. 7 exams.
Okay.
So it will be more.
Okay. So Harry, do you want to comment here, please?
Yes. See now, if she has some work experience with a few backlogs, it can be considered. Now, because what happens is qualifications are normally looked at different levels. Now, in the UK itself, if you study after 1 year, an undergraduate degree, and you decide to leave, you get a high national certificate. After 2 years, you get a high national diploma and so forth. So if she's completed 3 or 4 years, it does have some value. It could be equivalent to a high national diploma. But normally with a higher national diploma, we'll also require a few years of work experience. We'll at least need 2 to 3 years of work experience. But if she doesn't have any work experience at all, then it becomes absolutely challenging to consider.
How old are you, if I may ask you, please? Or when was your degree due to finish, actually?
Actually, my degree has to be finished on 2017, but I have to pass some life challenges. Okay. And I just gone
Sorry, may I know your name, please? Sorry, your name?
My name is Ashwati Unikrishnan.
Okay, Ashwini. So I think Ashwini, sorry?
Ashwati Unikrishnan.
Ashwati. Okay, Ashwati. I think Ashwati, if you can, Shima, make note of her details. Maybe after the webinar, we can go through her certificates, everything, and then maybe on a case-to-case basis, we can discuss about it.
And
We'll be able to help you, Ashwati, if you share the details to Shima. Let's have a call next week, and then maybe we can advise you what options we have for you. And if there is on a case-to-case basis, we can work out something for you.
Okay, I will.
Okay, thank you, Ashwati. If you have any questions specifically on MBA Global, please go ahead.
Sir, I have a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Which kind of MBA should I take? I mean the MBA specialization in relation with social work.
So the program itself does have some options. So you have, in terms of electives, you have one elective to choose from: sustainable business and international marketing. Depending on where you want to create an impact, if you want to get into operations, then you look at sustainable business. If you want to look at leading initiatives, then marketing adds a certain skill of sales in it. Now, if you're going to be that person who's going to go out and create those opportunities, then you choose international marketing. But if you're looking at a person being more operational, then you do sustainable business. But you don't have to decide now, because these are electives that comes into the program. There's an induction on campus, so you'll be guided on that. And I've been in higher education for the past 15 years, and the whole idea of transformation is to change. So it doesn't mean, for example, when you're doing a research PhD, all right, because I've worked in a similar role as well. So when you're doing a research proposal, it doesn't need to be definite. It doesn't need to be final, because the more you do research, the more ideas come to you and the more changes are going to happen. So you would tend to move a little bit. So your whatever research proposal you do to do a research is not final. It has to be, it would be flexible and would be welcoming for change. The same thing. You don't have to make any hard and fast decision for now. Anyway, you're going to get admission to an MBA Global. That's the only thing that you've got to decide. Once you decide that, there is induction on campus. You get opportunities for a lot of workshops. There are a lot of case studies. You'll be surprised when you attend a workshop, the new knowledge you get, the new, like they say, diamonds or jewels you get with new ideas and new thoughts. I myself, I've attended a sales meeting and conference sometime back, and when that all they were talking about, starting a deal, closing a deal, and so on and so forth. There was one simple diamond that, though we know everything, you still learn. There is always something to learn. And my little diamond from that particular initiative was, the most important thing is prospecting. Now, for example, if you want to be a good salesperson, it's not about talking. If you have 10 clients, it's not about talking to those 10 clients every day, all the time. It's about speaking to different clients every day, so you will automatically reach that goal. So I know I've moved away a little from what I'm trying to tell you, but the nutshell is that you need to expect change. And for now, all you've got to do is decide on MBA Global application. When you get onto the program, your specialism, everything will fall into place.
Yes. So generally, even I can give you my own experience here. I mean, one good thing with the UK degree is it is mostly, it is like, it isn't unlike in some Asian countries where you say MBA in HR, MBA in project management, or MBA finance. In an international arena, if you see, it's always called a global MBA or a general MBA or just an MBA. Okay. The specialization aspect comes only in the third semester where you do your dissertation. So in my case, if I can say, I wanted to do MBA HR. I mean, that was the most common course that mostly women take at that time when I'm saying 18 years back. So I thought I want to do an MBA HR, but then it's a global MBA. But after I got into that, I did my third semester in international business. And then so I specialized as though it's a global MBA program, but when I went for my job interviews or on my CV, I mentioned global MBA in the bracket international business. So it is all about the third semester that you do. And as Harry said, it will evolve, because once you undergo all the course modules, you will develop a passion for different topics or different subjects based on the use cases that you study, based on the content you study. So keep it open, and then maybe by the when you get into the second semester, you can decide which dissertation you want to focus on. So, but the degree offered is a global MBA degree. I hope that helps.
Thanks for the clarification. Is it clear for you? Do you have any further questions to it, or?
Sir, without GMAT, can we stay in leading university, sir?
Pardon?
Without GMAT, can we stay in leading university, sir?
You're saying about GMAT?
We can stay in leading university, sir.
Okay, this question, Ranaji, can you please answer to this? He's asking whether he can.
Say without GMAT, he can apply to universities. Yeah. Yes, you can apply. If you want to come and study at a UK campus, you need IELTS, the English language proficiency test. If you want to do a master's, you should have a minimum of 6.5 band. If you want to do a bachelor's, you need to have a 6.0 band. So that's the main requirement. But here at a DMU Dubai, you don't need GMAT, you don't need IELTS. And even if it is for an MBA, you don't need work experience.
DMU Dubai obviously comes with a lot of merits for us with all these respects. So I think that would be a really great choice for the students to get a UK degree.
It's a very rare opportunity. I mean, me being in the international education, experience the last 17, 18 years, in my experience, what DMU Dubai is offering is, it's not that it is being too lenient or flexible. It is about making international education accessible for all. I think that's the objective they are coming with, because the students should not be disadvantaged because of high eligibility requirements. And now with the way the world is changing, we need to give an accessible, the education should be accessible, affordable, and of quality for everyone. So that is the objective which DMU Dubai has come up with. And so I would ask all of the participants here to take back all the information from here, make those decisions around 3-4 key points, and then start off your career. Don't think, how do I say, don't think too much deep into various other things that will evolve. You might not have answers to all the questions, but you will have answers to the key questions that you need to make the decision to get started. You need to start somewhere, and that point, that moment is now, rather, I would say. And perhaps we never know, in September the requirements might change, but make use of this opportunity and avail all of these offers, benefits, and the opportunity of studying, working, and living in a country like Dubai. Oh, we have how do I say, a very a very aspiring student for us who is listening to us. So Shima, you're giving her a training from now itself, yeah?
Yes.
That's junior Shima. Okay, friends, we are about to wind off. If you have any questions, this is the time. This is your time.
One more question. Student is asking about the stay back options.
Harry, do you want to comment on that?
Now, like in the UK, generally stay back option is available. That's not normal in Dubai. But then there's lots more flexibility. It's very easy. You can just get a visit visa, tourist visa, 3 months. You can stay comfortably. Now, if you get, for example, there's a new visa as well. It's the Uae Golden Visa. Now, if you've got distinction in your qualifications, then you can apply for a golden visa. I mean, in whatever you contributed, if you've contributed significantly in that area, you can apply for a golden visa. I'm just giving you an example. So I've recently seen a student working around, and she's got a golden visa just for getting distinction in undergraduate degree. She studied in the UAE as well. So she's got I think it's a 10-year visa, 5-year visa, 5 or 10-year visa that you get. So that's just one among the other visas. Now, if you want to become a social influencer and you want to work or you want to freelance, you can easily get a license for very low cost. And don't forget, Dubai is tax-free. Everything is tax-free here, so you're not going to pay any taxes. So it's a lovely economy to be a part of. It's a lovely place to spend some time to learn, to get a great experience in. Not necessarily you got to spend your whole life here, but to get a piece of it, part of your experience here. It's a brilliant place. You shouldn't miss.
You don't need an employer to sponsor your visa as in the UK. So though you have the 2 years post-study work visa in UK where students can stay back and work, but here in Dubai, if you see, you have the independence. So there are numerous categories. It can be on employment, it can be on entrepreneurship, it can be on any significant achievement, or it can be just being as an influencer on social media. So the options are limitless. So it all depends on what your circumstances are. so that there is a visa for every sort of applicant. So that's the biggest flexibility you have in this country. So you're not dependent on someone else. That is something you yourself can decide and choose how you want to stay back in that country.
And to add to that, investments as well. So if you invest in a business or in real estate, on multiple things, it comes with a visa.
And for most of us, Keralites, Dubai is a second home, so visas won't be a problem.
And see, the whole landscape is changing now, Deepak. If you see, unlike 10 years ago, Dubai was considered something different. It's always considered generally people think it's for mid-level, lower than mid-level careers, or a blue collar kind of careers. But now if you see the dynamics of that country, as I said, every company which has an office, which has a Middle East operations, is the headquarters is in Dubai. So in that way, you can imagine the number of prospects, the number of companies, the number of jobs, the prospects that they have. And second thing is, in terms of the economic development that has happened, creating the number of jobs, entrepreneurship is amazing in that country. And in fact, we have signed partnerships with some of the government holding companies to foster entrepreneurship, and that's something maybe we as G-TEC will be able to provide those opportunities once we baseline or structure all these offerings that we are going to open up the space on the entrepreneurship side. So in that aspect, I think I mean, I don't know, how do I say, this is my own experience. I can say opening a company and doing business and managing all these bureaucracies and the ease of transaction is much easier in Dubai compared to be it in the UK or be it in any Asian countries. So this I have seen, me being as an entrepreneur myself, I have seen this kind of easy flexibility and access. So it is a change in the mindset that we need to bring, that Dubai is not just what we used to think 10 years ago. Now Dubai is competing with the likes of UK, competing with the likes of US.
It is. It is.
Ma'am, scholarship for studying in UK, ma'am?
Yes, we do have scholarships. If you do at DMU Dubai, you have, because of our G-TEC partnership. Yeah, I'll cover that aspect also. So confirmed 30% scholarship, plus you can get an additional 20% depending on what other categories. If it is a UK, different universities have different kinds of scholarships. We can't give you a list of what those scholarships are because that keeps changing dynamically, because universities come up with their different policies. Only after we make an application, the scholarship details will be mentioned in the application. But if you want to apply for their regular scholarships, that you need to apply at least a year in advance, and that process is different.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions, please? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I am Ashwati Unikrishnan, just told you.
Yes, Ashwati. Yes, please.
Ma'am, I joined engineering on 2017 onwards, and my past year was 2020.
Okay.
And from that time, I am trying to overcome this supplies. Overcome the supplies, and now also I am writing this writing the supplies, but it is not too friendly by the universities now of the timetable. So I think I can catch up more than the previous one.
Okay.
Okay.
At that time onwards, I am going to the G-TEC course. I pursued the AutoCAD in electrical from G-TEC Charimuda, Kerala only.
Okay.
And the second course is taken, that is Microsoft Word. Sorry, my Word on Microsoft. And I'm just completing that. Now the portion is balance is Excel and PowerPoint.
Okay, Ashwati, shall I just intervene for you?
Okay.
Okay. Actually, yours is a very specific case. I think we'll have to take this on a personal level. We have Shima here. Shima madam, she'll come back to you. Just drop your name and your number in the chat. Because for you, you need a personal attention. We need to study the case and give you a very specific answer. I think that would be the best solution. Tomorrow morning, you will get a call from Rosh.
ഞാനിപ്പോ അതിനുവേണ്ടി പറഞ്ഞില്ല. ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചു എല്ലാവരും വെച്ചിട്ട് പോവാണ്. ഇതിനകത്ത് ആകെ 2 പേരെ കാണുന്നുള്ളൂ. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചു പോവും. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ പേര് പറയണ്ടേന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച് ഞാനൊന്ന് പറഞ്ഞതേ ഉള്ളൂ. എന്റെ കയ്യിൽ നിന്ന് എല്ലാം വിട്ടുപോയി.
There are a lot of people who have dropped their name and email ID and their contact number in the chat. If you have not left your
participants,
chat, just type in your name, contact number and email ID. നിങ്ങളുടെ പേര്, contact number, email ID type ചെയ്താൽ മതി കേട്ടോ. You can call tomorrow itself. Otherwise, നിങ്ങളുടെ നമ്പർ ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. We'll take note of it.
അതായിരിക്കും നല്ലത്. ഞാനിത് യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. 80
Shima, can you please take note of this? Okay, 80
75
okay
930
okay
592.
Okay.
So others don't take note of this. Okay, we'll take.
I was about to tell Ashok, you are reading out your number of the number.
No, I'm sure this number belongs to your husband, so we'll take it. We are much smarter.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Thank you, Ashok. We'll take it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Rajiv. I'm working in Dubai, actually.
Okay.
Like last 10 years, actually, I'm working in Dubai, and I passed out my college in 2009. So just planning to migration I'm planning, but with studying like in UK with MBA. So what is the scope? Like I can join, or is there any problem for like this much difference in the years difference? Like more than 13 years now already I completed. So is it possible to join, or I can continue like I will work here?
So Harry?
Yeah, Rajiv, for Dubai, we have no restrictions on that. It doesn't matter. As long as you've been working. See, normally, as I said, even if you didn't have a qualification, you had extensive amount of work experience, it all counts for something. So with that, you can normally get into the program. With you having a bachelor's degree, you do have a bachelor's degree, right?
Right, yeah. BCom.
Yeah, so if you have a bachelor's degree and you have extensive amount of work experience, it shouldn't be a problem if you want to study in Dubai.
No, I want to join UK. I was planning to UK.
For the UK, the process is a little different. I don't. So as it's best to do an application. That also depends on what you want to do. Why? So you're looking at quitting your job and going to study in the UK.
Yeah, right.
All right. So there are different outcomes as well. So it all depends on what your objective is. So, but yes.
So if you ask me, Rajiv, I can give you 2 options. I always love to give choices and then make people think, and then you could make your decision. Okay, because see, we are more hands-on, both in the industry side as well as on the education side. What options you have, I can see for you is, Rajiv, 2 things. One, yes, you can apply to do your MBA in the UK directly, to come here, study, be on a student visa for 1 year. You get a 15 months visa, and then you can stay back in the country for 2 years to do your post-study work visa, and then look up for jobs. So that's one route. I'm sure you must be married, having children if you have. So you can take your spouse along with you, and your spouse can work full-time, you can work part-time. So all those things are there, which are nice. But from a long-term stay back perspective, unless you find an employer to sponsor you, give you a job, then you get the Tier 2 general work visa or the skilled worker visa. You stay on that for 5 years, and then you apply for your indefinite leave to remain, which is your permanent residency, and then to citizenship. That is one route. The other route is the easier, the much smarter route is, you do your MBA with GMU Dubai, you get a UK degree. And when you asked your question, you mentioned a point called immigration. Okay. So if you are thinking of migration, one is at an affordable cost. You get an MBA degree, MBA UK degree you get, and you already have your work experience. So one option is, with your MBA degree, UK degree, you can get higher prospects of jobs in Dubai itself, because you've lived in that country, you know the culture, you know the corporate atmosphere there. One option that, or the other option is, using your MBA degree, you can apply for jobs in the UK to prospective employers, or you can apply for immigration to countries like Canada, Australia. If you were to have your master's degree and then you take this route, you have an opportunity in that way as well. So it is now for you. You want to evaluate based on the qualification, the cost, and the third from a prospects, because I think you have a family, you need to, I don't know whether you have children as well. So you need to put into all these aspects into thinking when you make that decision, because you need to have a, how do I say, you need to have a continuous income. So all those factors you need to consider. And in that way, if I were in your place, I would do an MBA in Dubai with TMU, and then look up 1 to higher prospects within Dubai, or apply for immigration to UK, Canada, Australia, those countries, or apply for jobs in UK. So these three options I have, it opens up, but at a lesser risk, because I mean, you need to be economically active as well in terms of managing your day-to-day life. I mean, it's a more a practical advice I'm giving. If I have to give a kind of a business advice, I would have said, oh yes, we'll get you a job application, we'll get you a admission in UK, come over and wash my hands off. But we really care for our people. We want to give you the right advice. We have a responsibility. That is why I want to tell you what the practical aspects are, and that is where G-TEC is different from the rest of the other consultants. For us, it is not about just business getting an admission. It is about, we want to be part of your decision making. We want to give you the right advice so that it will help you from your family perspective, from your career perspective. So we take care of everything for you.
Rajiv, if you don't mind me asking you, what's your background in terms of career? What do you do?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear.
What do you do in terms of career? What do you do?
Sir, actually, I'm working as accountant in a company.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, my family also with me here only in Dubai only. We are settled here actually. That's why I just want to try for a migration in UK. Just
no, because the reason I ask is because skills do matter a lot. Unless you have the right skills, migration based on your skills becomes very challenging. Now, if you want to do an application, yes, you got to do an application through G-TEC. But if you want to get in touch for a discussion, feel free to reach out to me. My details were provided earlier, so as well. Happy to.
Sure, sir. I will contact.
So your MBA, global MBA with your accounting experience and your accounting background, fascinating career prospect for you, Rajiv, I would say. And you speak good English as well. So I think you have everything in hand. All you need now is a global MBA from UK, and then skyrocket your career.
Sure, let's see.
Rightly said. Thank you, Rajiv, for the question.
I will contact with the team for the.
Yes. We'll drop your contact number. We'll definitely get back to you. Yes, Mr. Mohsin, go ahead.
Sir, മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിച്ചോട്ടെ?
ഓ പറയൂ. എന്താ?
ഞാന് ബികോം തേർഡ് ഇയർ ആണ് ഇപ്പോ. G-TEC ഒരു ഡിപ്ലോമ ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ആൻഡ് ഫോറിൻ അക്കൗണ്ടിങ് കോഴ്സും ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോ ഞാനിപ്പോ UK പോകാനും ദുബായിന്റെ ഈ ഒരു ഇതും കണ്ടപ്പോ ഞാൻ ലോജിസ്റ്റിക് ആൻഡ് സപ്ലൈ ചെയിൻ മാനേജ്മെന്റ് എന്നൊരു സബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആണ് എടുക്കാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോ അത് ഇവിടെ UAE ഉണ്ടോന്ന് അറിയാന്.
Okay. Currently for the UAE option, what we have is MBA Global. MBA Global എന്ന പ്രോഗ്രാമാണ് പോസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ അവൈലബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ളത് ആ ക്യാമ്പസ്. But we have a lot of options for UK. Close to 5,000 plus courses are there. So we
have supply chain and logistic masters, please, in our master's program.
Sorry, in Dubai? Sorry, are you asking me? Yeah, no,
yes.
no, not yet. Now we're going to introduce 8 programs in September, but logistics, no. So we look at artificial intelligence, data sciences, energy sustainable development. We're looking at marketing, international business. So we have 8 new programs set up for September, but logistics is not part of it. So MBA would be the closest choice to look at.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Mohsin, I can give you one more suggestion. Okay, wearing my career counseling hat. So how I would work it out. I mean, you can do your MBA degree and plus see what sort of small certifications you have on logistics and supply chain. And in my experience, what I have seen, because I have done projects in over 50 countries, corporate background, implementing large projects for over very large multinational organizations. And what I have seen in my experiences, and of course with my own self, when I started off my career, my background is science. I did BSc zoology. That's a different story for another day. But I did my MBA in international business. And in addition to this, I did my IT courses, I am a certified consultant in SAP. And that is where my career totally changed direction comparatively to my other friends who just did an MBA degree and got into jobs, to what I have done differently. So what happens in the corporate world is you need to have a very generic holistic degree which gives you a flavor of everything. So in this case, if you want to do an MBA, that's a great degree to do. But if you want to be different from the rest of the crowd, you need to check for supply chain and logistics, what are the industry specific certifications. So there are some, maybe I'm happy to look into it and give you some suggestions and advice what those courses are. So that is where, when you do these additional specific industry specific certifications, that is what will create a difference in your career compared to other candidates, and companies will choose you first rather than the others. This is my first-hand experience, which I have. I mean, my business is into management consulting, and we advise a lot of clients in terms of how the operations are to done, how to increase their revenue, and this is what we have seen, and we advise people also on to do specialist courses. So what I would say, do a global MBA and do industry specific certifications, small courses, which is like 2-month or 3-month certification. Now most of those things are available online also, which you can study at your own pace. So by the time you finish your degree, you will have 1 year's time. While studying your MBA degree, you can do these small certifications related to supply chain and logistics. And then you will be a perfect package to go market yourself into the right company. That should be the approach to do.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Can I ask one doubt?
Yes, please. Yeah.
If it possible to me, ഞാനൊരു സാർ മലയാളം സംസാരിച്ചോട്ടെ?
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
ഞാൻ UAE ഒരു MBA എടുത്തിട്ട് UK ഒരു ജോബിന് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാൻ അങ്ങനെ പറ്റൂലേ? മൈഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോകാൻ അങ്ങനെ പോസിബിൾ ആണോ? UAE ഈ MBA ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം?
UAE MBA ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷം എന്തായിരുന്നു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ? എന്താ after doing your MBA in UAE?
UK അത് കണ്ടീഷനിലേക്ക് മൈഗ്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ലെന്ന്, UAE മാത്രം ഒതുങ്ങി പോകാൻ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഡൗട്ട്.
Never. That's what ഇതാണല്ലോ മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞത്. Even if you do this course in UAE, you are getting a UK degree certification, DMU UK certification. There's no change. So that certificate is the very same that you get even if you're studying in DMU UK campus. So no difference at all. ഒരിക്കലും റെസ്ട്രിക്ട് ചെയ്യില്ല. That will only help you to gear up like anything.
Okay.
So can I add a little bit there? See, now always talking about my own testament. The reason I came to Dubai was to go to the West. I have relatives in Canada. It's always easier. Now, if you want an appointment in an embassy in India, it's more challenging than it's here. It's very easy from here. Over and above that, a qualification like an MBA Global from the Montfort adds value to you. Like Ms. Rihanna mentioned, specific qualification in logistics, if that's what you aspire. There's a CIP, SIPS, you can make a note of it, CIPS, Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Chain, as well as CILT, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. In the event you want to, in the event you decide to come study your MBA Global in Dubai, and also there are a lot of institutions that offer similar courses that you can do, and you can look at, as if you're looking at going to Canada, Australia, and those parts of the world, it's much more easier from here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hari. I think we should wind up now. It's a Sunday evening, and I have both very busy people over here, Mr. Hari and Rahana ma'am over here. Thank you so much for your time. I should not hold you back anymore.
I think my weekend starts only after this. I unfortunately had to work yesterday, and got this happy, but I'm very delighted to be part of this, and
yes, so much grateful for that
with all of you.
Very grateful about for that, and same to you, Rahana ma'am. Out of your very busy schedule, you squeezed out 90, almost 120 minutes for us. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, everyone. And it's really been a delight, or rather a pleasure to see so many of y'all. And I'm sure that your time was spent with quality here, with the right information from the right people. So I would like to thank Hari as well for your time. It was really an engaging session. And I hope even you enjoyed speaking to our students. And looking forward to be part of your exciting journey. We want you all to be successful, and we are happy here to assist. We have Shima, Sonia, our amazing team who was always available. They have amazing energy, I would say, especially Shima, the way she coordinates and things. So please feel free to reach out to her, and she will be able to assist you in the right way and help you. There is a solution for every kind of an issue. We will come up with some sort of a solution for you all. So please be assured. And we are, as a brand, we have our trust, and we will be delivering the best quality of service for you all. So thank you, everyone, and have a good evening. And we will speak to you all again next week, where she would be contacting each one of you all. Thank you.
Last thing for the day, please take note of the number. It's in the chat. It's 790-2233-944. We are always there at your service. And those who have not asked this question, no worries. We'll certainly get back to you. Feel free to ask us any questions that you may have. And with that, let me wind up the session. Once again, thanking our guests.
Thanks, sir.
So if we were to have the Dubai campus, we'll see you there shortly. Take care. Thank you, Shima. Thank you, marketing.
Everybody, thank you, G-TEC, Mr. Anna, and thank you, Mr. Deepak. Wishing you all the
Thank you, Madam Rahana. I also
a very blessed and prosperous New Year. All the best.